So Lamar Jackson, let's start there. Lamar chokes again. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. And first off, let's cover this. The game plan for what the Ravens did, horrible. Horrible game plan. You only run the ball 16 times. What are you doing? You give your running backs, two different running backs, a combined 6 carries. So what I have no idea what you're the number one rushing team in the league. You're running the ball fine, and yet you don't run the football. I have no idea what you're doing. Sitting back, and I know you got behind early, but it was early. You could have just continued to run the football. If you think that the best plan was having Lamar Jackson to throw the ball 37 times, you're an idiot. And you got what you got. And that's what happens. You got what you got. So, Daryl, we're not even going to respond to you over on TikTok. We're going to get people like that out of here. But yeah. So, it's crazy what happened. The game plan was just miserable for the Ravens. Miserable. Lamar Jackson played terrible. Let's just keep it 100%. Lamar Jackson played bad. Now, is he solely to blame for the loss? No, he's not. You cannot blame him solely. The game plan was bad. Zay Flowers, in a matter of 5 minutes, just acted like a complete idiot. You go from making a big play, which, again, everybody celebrating every single play that they make is ridiculous. But you get a taunting call for absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason. Then you fumble going into the end zone. Karma caught up with you. And you fumble going into the end zone. And then you cut your hand up on the sideline after that because you're mad and crying on the sidelines. Just absolutely ridiculous. Just bad. Game plan was bad. And you knew it was desperate. Somebody pointed this out to me yesterday, and I bet you all will agree. You knew that the Ravens were desperate late in the game when they're throwing go routes to Odell Beckham Jr. You knew at that time that the Ravens were absolutely in desperation mode when you're throwing go routes to Odell. I mean, I don't even think they had targeted Odell all game up until that point. It's just sad. It's just sad. And Lamar, look, you can't make that pass. You throw into triple coverage. I know there's people out there on the internet, it was pass interference. Okay, maybe it was. But you're never going to get that call throwing the ball into triple coverage. The guy was not open. Period. Period, point blank. Stop with the nonsense. Go somewhere else. Not to mention, how many times did Lamar just dance and dance and dance only to throw an incompletion? Why not drop back, go through your reads, it's not there, take off and run? Or go through your reads and throw the ball. But no, just continue to dance around and dance around and dance around. It's just crazy. So, it's just crazy. I don't understand the mindset or of anything that was going on on the Ravens offense. You don't run the football when you're having success 16 times. That's it. And of those 16, how many of those were Lamar scrambles? That's what I want to know. How many of those were actually just Lamar scrambles of the 16? I know your 2 running backs only got 6 carries, which is absolutely pathetic. It's just, but Lamar did not play well. He played bad. And there's no getting around it. Now, there's people out there on the internet screaming, well, why are they didn't badmouth Josh Allen? Hey, I can't speak for other people, but y'all know me. I gave it to Josh Allen just like I'm giving it to Lamar Jackson. Make the plays to win the game. But you know what the difference was? Josh Allen played better than Lamar Jackson when they lost to the Chiefs. Josh Allen played better than he did. Somebody says, well, he threw for more yards. Hey, man, context is everything. Watch a football game every now and then. If you think passing yards means you played better, then you don't know what you're talking about. Josh Allen played better than Lamar Jackson. Period. But guess what he didn't do? He didn't make the plays at the end of the game to win. He did not do it, and Buffalo lost. Lamar Jackson played a worse football game than Josh Allen. He played a worse football game. And even still, their defense tried to get him in the game. But you know what happened? Something happened in this football game that I've been screaming about for the last, 3 years. Make a play when it's time for your team to make a play. And you know who did? The best quarterback in the world, Patrick Mahomes. They couldn't move the ball an inch in the second half. They couldn't do nothing. But when they had to make a play, he made a play and threw the ball on a dime to a guy that's notorious for dropping passes. But he trusted him, put the ball right on the money, game over. That's the difference. That's the difference, people. I've been saying it, and everybody keeps bashing me for saying it. There is nothing that tells you that you can play bad or keeps you from making a play when you play bad. And Mahomes didn't play bad because the first half he was lights out. But the second half, they couldn't do anything. The Ravens defense figured it out. And they couldn't run it. They couldn't throw it. They got 60 yards in the second half. 60. That's it. That's all the yards that the Chiefs had in the second half. No points, 60 yards. And yet, he made the play at the end of the game to win it. He made the play at the end of the game to win the game. When his team needed him to make a play, he made it. That's the difference. That's just the difference, man. That's why Mahomes is just head and shoulders better than the rest of these guys. Because he doesn't have to be playing well the entire game to make a play at the end of the game to win. He doesn't have to. Yesterday was a perfect example of that. And Lamar Jackson could not do it. Lamar Jackson could not do it. And no, it wasn't all Lamar Jackson's fault why they lost the game. Just like the previous week. It wasn't Josh Allen's fault that they lost the game, but they had a lot to do with it. But the one thing that I know for fact, if Lamar Jackson would have played better, the Ravens would have won. That I know. If he would have played just a decent game, they would have won. He didn't play a decent game. He didn't. So, and no, Lamar Jackson's not a good running back. Some idiot named Pineapple. I mean, that's about as disrespectful as it gets. I know what you really want to say. You should probably just say it. It's fine. You're on TikTok. You can say it. But saying that he's a good running back is just about as disrespectful as it gets. And we all know exactly what you want to say. So you should probably just say it and get yourself kicked off of TikTok and move on. But the bottom line is he just didn't play well. So, got to give credit to the Chiefs. That defense, absolutely. Everything was aligned for the Ravens to win. They got healthy. They had the MVP of the league. They were at home. They were playing well. The Chiefs were injured. Their receiving core is the worst that it's been under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And yet, they still found a way. Now, partly is because that defense is far and away better than any defense that they've ever had. So, far and away the best. And they put it to the Ravens. So, but the bottom line is Lamar Jackson played bad and they got beat. You got to be able to make the plays. You got to be able to make the plays, man. I know a lot of people are, well, it's like if you're watching over on YouTube, they're talking about strip sack. And I'm like, huh? But yeah, he held on to the ball too long. Now, granted, he can't block the guys too, so I'm not just blaming him all that, but you got to get rid of the football, man. You got to get rid of the football. So it's just crazy. Comments over here, Mike DeRuler on YouTube. Big B, why won't Lamar just be him and make plays that he can make instead of trying to be a pocket passer? I have no idea, Mike. I was screaming at the television, texting my boy. I'm like, Lamar's got to start running the football. He's back there dancing around. Go through your reads. If it's not there, just run. Go get 4 yards. Go get 7 yards. You know what? One of these times you're going to make a guy miss and you're going to get 30 yards. Just go win. Who cares how you win, man? Who cares? And that's partly part of Lamar's problem. He cares how he wins. He has let people get in his head on how he needs to win versus just go winning. There were so many opportunities that he could have went and just ran the football. And he didn't. He kept throwing incompletions. I'm like, why are you dancing around to get incompletions? Just go run and go get 5 yards. There's nothing wrong with that. But the game plan, again, was horrendous in Baltimore. Do you guys realize this? I heard this morning. The Ravens ran the ball one time on second down. Now, granted, they only ran it 16 times. And again, some of those were Lamar scrambles. But they ran the ball one time on second down. What the hell is going on? Once on second down all game? Just, man. I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. Then you start talking about Zay Flowers. Now, look, like I said, Zay Flowers, you get the taunting penalty, which was ridiculous. Can I ask y'all a question? TikTok, YouTube, let me ask y'all a question. Why, after every single play that somebody makes on a football field, somebody is celebrating? Can y'all answer me that question? It could be a 5-yard slant route. Somebody's up doing the slime. Why, after every single play, do we always have to celebrate? Can't you just do your job and go back to the huddle, slap 5 with your boys, clap? Even I'm good with you even clapping. But everything is a look at me, I'm the greatest. And it's everybody. I'm just like, oh my God. Well, and it came back to bite them because karma is a real thing. I don't know if people believe in karma, but I do. And karma's a real thing. 3 plays later, fumbled going into the end zone by the same guy that you taunted. I mean, whew. Crazy. My man Ruben Ortiz, he says that Lamar is not a big game player. Great QB, but doesn't have the edge others like Mahomes and Burrow have. Well, Ruben, what edge does Burrow have other than being injury prone? I mean, they went to a Super Bowl. I'll give them credit for doing that. But let's not act like Burrow's just done all these great things for all these number of years. That ain't true. So don't lump Burrow in with Mahomes. Don't do that. So, and people saying that Burrow's got the dog in him. How? When? They went to a Super Bowl. I get it. But if you actually go back and look at that game or you watch that game, it was the Cincinnati defense that stopped Mahomes. It wasn't anything that Burrow did. Like, they didn't win a shootout against the Chiefs, 35-31 or anything like that. That's not what happened. It was the defense put the clamps on Mahomes in the second half, and they won the game. So let's get serious. Don't be putting people in the same class with Mahomes. Don't do that. I'm not going to let you do that. Not on my show. Not on my show. So, and I appreciate y'all the comments. I do. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's call it like it is. So, my man Daniel Reyes says time to put respect on the Chiefs defense. Yeah, I think we do. I think we got to put some respect on the defense. And I'm guilty of that too. I'm talking about all the things that Lamar didn't do. Talk about that Chiefs defense, man. The Chiefs defense was lights out. Chiefs defense is lights out. Shut them down. Now, partly, again, the Ravens self-checked themselves because they refused to run the football when they were having success. But, hey, that's not the Chiefs defense problem. So, and my man Pat Cockrell, he says Lamar spends too much time worrying about the critics of his passing game instead of doing what he's best at. That's 100% right. 100% right. He got to stop worrying about what everybody says about him and just go out there and win a football game, people. Just go win a football game. That's all you got to do. So, yeah, I said the Ravens were going to the Super Bowl. I absolutely said it. Absolutely. So, people are wrong. People are wrong. It's weird that everybody is like, okay, somebody said that they were going to win and they didn't win. And then I told you so. I don't even know who you are. So how would you tell me anything? You didn't tell me anything. Stop lying. So, and I don't get it. You were drafted as a QB. Now just play your game and you're the MVP. You're exactly right, Big Mar. Just go win. It doesn't matter how. It just doesn't matter how. Not to me, it doesn't. And it shouldn't to anybody else. Just go win a football game. If they call you, oh, he's just a running back, but you know what? He won 3 Super Bowls. I don't think anybody's going to care. I don't think anybody is going to care. You'll end up in the Hall of Fame. You'll have 3 Super Bowl rings. You'll have a pile of money. What else are we worried about here? James Richards, what is going on? If Jackson puts the ball over the top, likely had a touchdown. But he didn't, number one. Number two, I don't believe if he puts the ball over the top that anything's going to happen but a tip incompletion. It was triple coverage. He wasn't open. Don't throw that football. How about we start there? Don't throw the football. We can't start doing the excuse game. Just don't throw the football. My man Johnny Blaze over on TikTok says, why wasn't Lamar running? I have no idea, bro. I said the same thing. All that dancing around back there, just run the football. Go get you 5 yards. Go get you 4 yards. Go get you 7 yards. Because if you keep putting the pressure on that defense, eventually you're going to break a tackle, you're going to make a guy miss, and you're going to go for 30. But he wouldn't do it. He was trying to play to what everybody says that he can't do. Trying to just sit back there and be a pocket quarterback, which anybody that says Lamar Jackson can't throw is an idiot. I don't even listen to people that say stupid stuff like that. But you have a weapon. You can run. Just go run. Yes. Brock Purdy rushed and nobody said anything. Only thing that I said, Brock Purdy did what he had to do to go win a game. The man's trying to get to the Super Bowl. Just run. Who cares if everybody says you're a running back? He's a running back. Okay, but I'm in the Super Bowl, and I'm playing quarterback in the Super Bowl as a running back. Okay, good for you.